Welcome to the Marble Sports Worldwide Podcast, where we discuss and analyze your favorite marble sports. From JMR Marble League to Algodu tournaments, we'll make sure you never miss the action. All marble sports, all the time, right here on the MSW Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Marble Sports Worldwide Podcast. My name is Brendan.
And I'm Commander Wolf.
And we are still locked in this quarantine. I am going crazy in here, definitely. Just trying to find something to do to fill the time. I've been playing a lot of Geometry Dash, which is a game that can waste time, I guess. And also a lot of Bloons TD6. Bloons TD6 is a very fun game. I've been definitely trying to unlock the potential of all the tier 5 towers, popping all those balloons with the darts, and it's just a lot of fun. It's silly, it's fun, and it's just awesome. I'm also getting a new laptop, which is really cool, so I can stream stuff, which makes playing games more fun when you stream it. Yes.
Cool.
So
I mean, I've been busy doing school, and then when I don't have school, I would probably watch a YouTube video and simultaneously play Fate Grand Order just to farm some materials and money.
Well, that sounds like the most fun thing ever. It does.
I mean, when you have limited time frame for things to do, you gotta find a way to fill it somehow.
Yeah, you gotta do two things
this
at once
week,
sometimes.
and then finals next week. After that, I'm done. Yeah, now that I'm done with Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I guess I didn't. I did manage to beat Kingdom Hearts 3's DLC.
Oh,
that's
beautiful.
the hardest boss fight I've ever done ever. And so now I'm caught up in Kingdom Hearts pretty much. So I just gotta find something else to do.
Were you sweating at the end of that?
I was almost crying. That's for sure.
Oh wow, this is a big deal. Go check that. What can they check that out? What can people in Kingdom Hearts check that out?
You can't check. I can't reveal it just yet. There are face cams involved, so I can't do that until after episode 50.
Oh, you face cam on your live stream?
I can't. I don't face cam. I don't have a camera to do it, but I basically added in post for the highlight reels.
Oh,
so
nice.
Once my face is publicly revealed to our viewers, you will get to see something. I'll advertise it all over the place. You'll be able to see it.
Oh, it'll be great. Yeah, and Discord just added that new face cam feature, which actually is in our Discord now. I could actually go face cam now, but I will, just for the sake of our planned situation, I will save it for episode 50, it would be really easy. The Discord feature for that is so nice. Look, I can just click on it. Boom. Video camera. Not gonna do it. Wait, do you have that option in your under your?
I mean, I think I see it, but
yeah,
my camera's not turned on right now.
Yep, but it is certainly awesome. But yeah, guys, just find stuff to do. I mean, some countries are some states are starting to open back up slowly, so hopefully that goes well. Like, I hope it doesn't like re-break out into some crazy situation again. And just, I'm telling you, like, go take a walk outside for a little bit. Obviously don't go into a store without a mask on and stuff like that, but like, just get some air. Get some air. The air's never been cleaner. I mean, it really
That's true.
hasn't. I mean, with all the lack of planes kind of shooting like dust and stuff, whatever they shoot into the atmospheres.
Have you seen the pictures of India? Like how clean the air is now? It's ridiculous.
It's gotta be clean, man. Dude, that's probably cool though. I haven't seen
it. It looks so much better. Like you could it was like so smoggy, and like now that they've been gone for like the past few weeks.
Sorry, that was
right.
Uncalled for. I'm sorry, Loft. Now silence. Sorry, you said smoggy, man. Come on, you said smoggy.
But smoggy isn't a marble tour.
But you said smoggy, and smoggy from the hazers. I mean, we have to bring marble sports into our day-to-day conversations.
Well, I'm just I don't know, man.
Just finish what you were saying. Can you just finish what you were saying? Because
I think I already finished what I'm saying.
All right, so I'm glad their air is clearing up though, because I don't know. This time, I don't know. I can't predict what's going to happen in the future. I'm hoping this thing starts to wrap up soon, because definitely, a lot of people are going to be affected if we if we go into the fall and college and stuff, and it's still going on, and I don't know, there'd be a lot of unfortunate situations, and in general, just stop this because people are dying from it. I mean, I don't know how the vaccine is coming. I don't know. They don't ever put that on the news because the news is just, in all honesty, the news is just a lot of negativity and speculation. So,
I mean, that's how it's always been. Negativity sells more than positivity.
Absolutely, and that's why they'll continue to be negative. But you know what? Enough of that negativity, guys. This is a Marble Sports podcast, but it's always good to at least bring up a small slice of what's going on besides marbles. But definitely stay safe, Don't become like Sublime from the Limers, left all alone out in the middle of the track there, not moving at all. I love my Limers, but that was just a bad move on their part. But without further ado, guys, I am sick of doing the intro for so long because it's too long and we haven't said marbles in a long time. So let's go to Johnny Marble and see what he has to say about our news for the week.
Hello, Marble Sports fans! I am Johnny Marble, and as always, I am bringing you the news for MSW. So let's jump right into it. So folks, the final race of the Marble Circuits has concluded, and it was outstanding. The battle for first was an intense back and forth between Black Pirate and the Pink Pearl, with the two of them having a significant lead over third place, leaving them as the only two marbles in contention for the first place prize, even after the rain began to pour. But in the end, Pink Pearl was able to win the race, followed by Black Pirate in second and Gold Piston in third. But for the overall standings, it was close. But the winner, the first ever Marble Circuits champion, is Pink Pearl! It was a close victory indeed for the Pearl, as Gold Piston was only 2 points behind in second. And while they weren't nearly as close, Sea Turtle's incredible performance in the final race landed them on the podium in third. So, a big ol' MSW congratulations to all of them. And now that the Marble Circuits has come to a close, we have entered a slower time in the marble sports world. But don't worry, we still have Marbula E, as well as NASMAR and M-Games from MSPN, and the upcoming Glass Car from Marble Quebeca on the horizon. So hopefully, it won't be too long before you have to hear my entertaining voice to bring you the news. Guys, I'm kidding, but hey, you have been the best fans in the world. Let's kick it back and continue on with the podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome back from the news. Thank you, Johnny Marble, for another amazing news segment. It's always nice to have him bringing us the Marble Sports news, even if it's few for the week. We did have the Marble Circuits come to an end, which was really exciting. We'll get into that later. And we also have a sponsored segment by a certain company that we will be talking about their competition that they put on to help them out. So you will get into that in a second too. But before we get into those amazing topics, we want to introduce our guest. Our guest today is a longtime listener of the podcast. He has been in almost every live chat from as long as I can remember. I don't think it was in the first one. But
yeah, Casen joined roughly. I don't think Casen was here before the episode 25 special, but I think they were here shortly after.
Was he? I feel like he popped in and out, and now he's like. Really
okay. Anyways, I just spoiled the name, but hey.
Oh yeah,
Casen.
There you go. We just talked about because we knew him.
Yes.
Yeah, welcome, Casen. Yeah,
I
say
spiked
hello.
so much.
Casen, say hello and name your favorite Marble League team.
Yes, hi. I am here. I am an avid Raspberry Racers fan, so I think I'm your second on the show.
Very nice.
Raspberry races. A little bit of a
That went way high.
yeah, but it's very, very important.
Yeah,
Raspberry raisins.
I believe I'm
like
the
the
second
lightest,
Raspberry
but
Racers
better.
fan to be on the show, so it's an honor.
Yeah. The Piney was definitely a huge driver. Is she a bigger Raspberry Racers fan than you?
I mean,
Definitely.
yes.
I don't think there's anyone who's bigger of a fan than Piney.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
But anyways, we always ask one question to our new coming guests. Even though you've been here forever, as far as listening to the live chat, you are still a new coming guest, and we want to ask you the usual question. You should know it by now. You should be able to ask yourself this question because you've listened for so long. Actually, why don't you ask yourself the question?
Wait, what?
I don't think this is how it's supposed to work, but you know what?
You
I'll-
should know the question by now, right?
Should I bring order back to this world from
No,
Mars?
chaos.
You go ahead, Woff.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good reference to episode 10 and the Marble Chaos Theory.
Sure.
Anyway, I'll just ask it then to avoid the awkward.
This is
I
a
don't-
great start.
See, I don't want to
This is
make him
amazing.
ask himself his own question. Why would you ask yourself a question?
I've been
I'm never
asking
gonna-
it
Why
myself in the mirror.
Because you told.
I think I got
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Oh, if you have a mirror, all the better. But we can all chorus it together here. How did you get
Did you get into
to
Marble,
Marble
Sports?
Sports? Tell us, Casen.
Okay, this is as I said, I've been waiting for this question for I think since I've been alive. So it all started I think around like early 2019. It was definitely before the 2019 Marble League, but I think looking back through my YouTube history, I watched like a random Sand Marble rally, and I think that's what kicked it off, or I watched the 2018 Marble League. It was one of the two, but it started on YouTube, and the rest is history.
The rest, indeed. And would you say that you were more a Marble League fan or like a Marbula 1 Marble Rally fan, which is certainly like a conversation we've had before in the show?
Yeah, I wasn't super focused on the Marble Rally until like later that year, so I would probably say I've always been more of a Marble League person. Like I would rather root for the Raspberry Racers over Black and White.
And more, are you more of a Marble League fan than a Marble Circuits fan?
Well, you can't compare the two because
Yeah, they're two different types. They're
Yeah.
two different types of competition.
It's true. But like, it depends on what you prefer, right? Like I'm definitely more of a Marble League fan. Like I think Marble Circuits is great, but I prefer more that diversity of events, where there's so many different types of things like long jump and diving and curling and surfing, which didn't go very well, but still surfing, hey?
I mean, yeah, I'm obviously going to go
definitely
with
interesting.
the more varietal option that is the
Varietous.
several events of the Marble League, but I guess we'll see when Marble Champions comes out sometime.
Oh,
This is
true. Marble Champions. Yeah. That hopefully will make its way out late summer. I'm really excited for that. I want to, of course, I'm in some way helping plan for the events. I'm doing the best I can to bring unique aspects to the events. But of course, we have to see how Glasscar goes first on the Fubeca channel. But definitely, we have to jump right into our sponsored segment. This next segment, is sponsored by Lead Cookie. If you don't know what Lead Cookie is a company that does everything they can to make it more convenient and easier for you to find connections for your business and make the sales, close the deals by helping you do that. They not only help you find more connections so that you don't have to do it, but they also help you find better connections. So if you have a company of any size and you want that kind of help online, getting those connections and closing those deals and making those sales, Lead Cookie is the way to go. I mean, cookies, you can't beat cookies, right? And they're the lead cookie, so they're the best cookie. So definitely go check them out if you have a company. If you don't have a company, just keep them in mind for when you, of course, do. I mean, everyone puts their hand in that basket once in a while, right? Once in their life. But anyways, that is our sponsor, and they ran their own marble sports competition. Not, of course, the magnitude of Gell's Marble Runs, but it was inspired by Gell's Marble Runs. And 7 races. You can find it on the Lead Cookie YouTube channel, which is just Lead Cookie, and it's on YouTube, and it's the one with the cookie.
Lead cookie.
Lead cookie.
They're spelled the same way, though.
Lead cookie? Can I eat that? Can you eat a lead cookie? Ricochet?
I mean, you can
Ricochet?
try. I don't know how
it.
this body will react to it.
Get it? Ricochet? Sorry. All right. Okay, anyway, but they ran a really nice competition, 7 races, and we're going to touch on it real quick. Mr. Waff, I'll let you start us off. How did you think of that competition?
I really liked it. So, since our viewers can't see it right now, they're very short little races that are, as far as I can tell, they are heavily like parody of kind of the seriousness of it all. Like, it takes it to the absolute extreme, and I really love that. Like, it wasn't meant to be a very serious race because the 7 races were all on the same track, and because of that, it was also the names were ridiculous, like Yellow Submarine, Blue Suede Shoes, Big Green Tractor, or Green Big Tractor. I think they swapped it between the two every time. I couldn't tell which one, but and then the commentator. It's Bob Thompson and Tom Bobson.
I love that.
People.
That was hilarious. Yeah, that was awesome.
And, he's just so energetic and crazy. It was very much a parody of how serious people take sports, and especially how serious people will take marble sports. And it was a lot of fun to listen to, and I actually liked it a lot. I hope they do more of it. It's a nice little change of pace from the more serious stuff.
Yeah, it was a really nice parody. It really just caught me off guard how excited those two were when they got into the commentary. They were just screaming the whole time, and sometimes literally they got so excited with the commentary. It would be they're commenting in the marbles. They're like, Lightning Storm goes ahead of, I can't remember the names, Yellow Canary, and then they're talking so, Yellow Submarine, they're going so fast, they're like, blah, 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 and they literally started going blah, 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 Lightning Storm wins. So it was hilarious. I love that so much because they kind of really tapped into that excitement, and and they kind of made some jokes, like when they went, what are those hands doing in the picture? Get those hands out of the picture. That was one of my favorite parts, where they just, when they noticed that, I don't know if that was a nod to the fact that hands in a marble sports picture make it look less professional, or just making fun of that, but it was great. Hey, Casen, you have any thoughts on it as well?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same opinions, just the satire, that's so good. You never see that, you barely ever see that in the marble sports world, and just that breath of fresh air. It was entertaining, just seeing how the lengths that they went to ensure that it was just entertaining, exciting.
It was funny, yeah.
Yeah, the last time I've seen a parody of and satire of that level of seriousness, where was all the marbles. It's a very small channel. They did basically it's a few people pretending like newscasters, and they took the role play all the way, and it was incredibly hilarious. But then they stopped a long time ago. They only did 3 episodes, and then they were just gone. And so
when was that?
Why was it? When was it? It was around 2018 or 17.
Oh wow, a long time ago.
Yeah, so it was they were comedy. They have a lot of comedy channels. But they haven't posted in a while, so I'm not sure if they're still doing work or not. But I would be interested in seeing do other work. But I haven't really seen anything quite like what Lead Cookie did since then. I guess the only other type of satire work was a satire of Algodo races, which was Tour de Marble by Jack Spira, but it's been deleted. But basically, it was more it was commentary, but it was very chill, and they would kind of make fun of the fact it's almost like the marbles don't have stats and stuff. And then they also end with these different segments like Spotlight Tonight, and make fake Twitter posts from some of the competitors. That's the only other kind of. It was more of a chill satire, but it's the only other kind of satire that I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah, and I think satires like that are really needed in this community. I feel that there's just not enough. There's not enough like you know laughter in this community. There's not enough like sarcasm in this community. There's a lot more. People really do take this seriously. I mean, what can I say, right? I mean, obviously it's in a positive manner. They're like, oh, rooting for the Rangers, but like, there really is like, let's put it this way. If I go into the JMR server and I just put in the comments, I hate marble sports. If I just type that and enter that, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be I'll probably get banned. Right, I know a lot, but if I go into like a different server, like I know a server of this game I play, where if I go in and I say I hate this game, people just laugh. And like, so like, and not saying that that's, you should go in and say, oh, I hate marble sports, because that doesn't make any sense. Why would you ever hate marble sports? But I'm saying that it is very serious, where people will usually take what you say seriously. And I think having those kind of parodies, and whether they meant, Lead Cookie meant this as a parody or just wanted to make a marble race and really punch that excitement in, which... goddamn, they punched that excitement in. I felt that excitement when I watched that race. It's good to have that kind of stuff where it's like, we don't, the expectations of the videos don't need to be as good as JMR. They're not even supposed to be. They're supposed to be there because we want to add this satirical lens to what marble sports is and what it's become, which is I don't know. I just think it's really cool. And I think one of the other things I really noticed is that through that 7-race competition that was quite short, you still actually saw a little bit of that, kind of chaos and that kind of awesome patterns that you kind of get in marble sports. Like one of the competitors, I think, big
green tractor,
green tractor,
yeah,
green. Why is it green? It's called Lead Cookie live chat, who's asking what the channel's called. Like some of the you actually saw that progression, because Green Big Tractor started low in the standings, but really actually through the races worked his way up and actually did a great job. And the commentator there in the last race was going crazy, like, oh my god, Green Big Tractor, they win, race, and he goes out of his mind. Like. And it really was. It was great. And did Green Bay Tracker, he won the overall thing, did he? I forget.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I know he placed like first or second. Yeah, and he won. And he was actually in last place from the beginning. And it was really nice to see that.
Spoilers for our listeners. Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
I mean, what did you expect? We're talking about the competition.
The biggest competition out there. I mean, this one is probably bigger than JMR by like 3 magnitudes.
Even Ghost Plasma couldn't roll on this course.
Oh, that was so funny, dude. I loved that. That was one of my favorite parts when he said that.
Something my god, yeah. That trailer that came from, it was released in 2019, and the competition was supposed to be released in 2019. But these videos were only released recently in this year.
Yeah, so that's probably why I didn't get reached out to till now. I don't know. I mean, they're a company that does company things like make money by being a company, so they probably got busy or something.
Or they waited until the right time.
One thing,
like when this surge happened.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe they were.
Honestly,
because it was an empty time.
It kind of worked out
in marble sports, like late 2019. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just held it off until Marbula 1 or post Marbula 1, I guess.
Possibly.
There was also this kind of unintended satire that came with this competition. And I don't know, I thought it was really funny, but how, like, if you go onto the Lead Cookie channel, the most recent videos are all the marble sports things. So you watch through them, and it's just this like endless like green lightning and the green tracker through the funnel, and it's just like this crazy screaming at marbles. It's hilarious. Then you go to the first video after the marble sports stuff is just. Lead Cookie affected my life in this way. They brought so many sales to my business. I stand beside Lead Cookie. And I thought the little juxtaposition, big word there, everybody. Juxtaposition, can't spell it. That really, that was especially funny to me as well.
The
like,
duality
oh my God.
of man.
Imagine if like, yeah.
Duality of man.
Yeah, like imagine if just like, like freaking Vsauce or something made just started releasing a bunch of medium quality Marble Sports videos where he just screams commentary, and then he's back to light isn't real, or is it?
The largest mammal.
Here's a Klein
Hey,
bottle.
Vsauce, Michael here.
Yeah, hey Vsauce, Michael, exactly. Klein bottles are cool though. By the way, if you don't know what those are, look them up. Numberphile can explain them to you. The guy who talks about it is really weirdly excited about it. Anyway, enough of that. But yeah, that was really, really it was fun to watch. And I'm glad Green Big Tractor Truck won because he certainly deserved it.
Oh, I guess I know that I'm pretty sure it was mostly parody, but like they also were like trying to run a slightly serious competition.
Yeah.
It's like one thing I did notice that in the last video is that they actually put the final results from the 2 races ago at the start. And so I was actually worried that they had forgotten the race results from race 6, but they did. But they didn't. Like at the end, they showed the correct results. So like I guess like in the future, like while I definitely this is like more parody.
You're gonna
and stuff.
correct their channel.
Try make sure to not put the wrong results up because I was a bit worried there for a second. I was like, I have to go back and
It's just a
calculate the
little-
score for myself.
You know, in the
confusion.
future, when you make when I talk about the Lead Cookie channel, I think something you can improve upon in the future is less videos about how Lead Cookie can help you get more sales and more Marble Sports videos. I think it'll help you grow as a Marble Sports channel. Actually, imagine if they became a huge Marble Sports channel and it's just Lead Cookie. Sorry.
Out
And
of
then someone
nowhere.
goes back into the old videos
Yeah,
and it's just like,
funny.
lead cookie can boost your sales.
Facts. But yeah, that was a cool little series. I enjoyed the little videos. It almost made it more fun that they weren't like 20 minutes long. They were actually just short videos. We got right into it. We got right into the race. We knew what was going on, and there you have it, right? And I don't know. It was great. It was a great little thing. I hope Lead Cookie can help our podcast get bigger with their strategy that they explained in one of the videos with all the graphics, with all the cool graphics where the things move around the screen, and like you have the part where the person becomes like a gambling chip, and it said like, oh, you don't want to risk your business. That was really cool, man.
Brendan.
I thought that was a really cool graphic. So help the podcast and Ricochet. All right.
Come back.
Enough of that. I think we can go on to the next segment
There's
after
another
that.
Thanks
segment.
again to Lee Cookie for sponsoring.
Are we
this
already
episode.
at the trivia?
Yes. Thank you, Lead Cookie. Are we?
Wait, no.
Yes, we are.
All right, let's do it. Let's go right into the trivia. Cue the music. Is that how that works?
What have I
I
done?
don't know how it works anymore. All right. So, and you've listened to the recording. The music will play. I shouldn't even be talking right now because it literally just played, and you didn't even hear. Like there was an actual break for you, but not for me. So it's still awkward, no matter how many times I do it. I don't know why I'm still talking instead of just doing the trivia segment.
Now it's time for the trivia segment. Come on now, let's go. Alright, so who wants to go first?
You.
Okay. So, again, this is a bit of an easier one, but... So, Marble Circuits, as we will soon discuss, one of our big performers, I guess not spoil anything, I guess, was Sea Turtles. They had a rough race, but they really brought it back, and so I'm curious, how many places did Sea Turtles move up from their starting to their finishing position
In the last race?
in the final race at race 12?
I know this. Oh, their finishing position, though. They dropped back a couple. They were in third for a while. I'm going to go... I'm going to go
Go
5.
with a healthy middle and go 6 because I think like they only dropped down to 4th at the end.
It might have been 6. I think it was either 10th to 5th or 10th to 4th or maybe
10th
11th to 5th. I
4th
forget.
is my guess.
We'll go 5.
6 spots.
All right, the answer is 7.
Oh, what?
was it?
What did-
Yeah.
Were they below Gold Piston against? Was it 11
They
to 4?
were below Gold Piston, yes.
Oh, I kept thinking they were above. All right, was it 11 to 4 then?
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
11 to 4 then it must have been, right?
Yes.
All right. Oh, that's cool. Very cool.
All All right, who is next?
I will go next. Akanon submitted a question because he's a beautiful Akanon. Thank you, Akanon, for being
Akanons
awesome.
are not an
Akanon is a
adjective.
beautiful Akanon.
Akanon. I usually just call him Anakin. Yeah, that's all I got for him. All right, who is the best Marble Circuits marble?
What?
That's not a trivia because there's no facts behind that. So we might have to go to Marbles for Autism's long-winded question, but there's still an answer. You guys can guess.
You had a question already.
No, well, I told you I have 2 submitted by other people. That's how we do it.
Okay, of course.
The best Marble Circuits marble. He only said, this is what he said to me. So maybe this will give us a clue. Maybe this is actually like a mind puzzle or something. Trivia. Only read when you come to question, like in the episode. Easy if you have enough time to think about it. So, just wait on that. Think about it so we have enough time to think about it, and we'll come back to this question at the end because I feel like it's like a opinionated question, but it's also like a mind puzzle because of that comment. So just think about it. We'll go on to the next one. I'm gonna read it one more time. Who is the best Marble Circuits marble? Wow.
Statistically, it would be Pink
No,
Pearl.
he didn't. I don't know. Just hold your answer and think about it over because that's what he said to do.
I know. I know.
Can't help
Okay.
you.
Okay, we can wait till the end. We can make our guesses at the end.
Awesome. Casen knows, so Casen's smarter than me. All right, Marbles for Autism. Now, if this question isn't the opposite of that question, I don't know
Who's
what
the
is.
worst?
All right, I'm gonna read this, but I might have to end up doing this again. No, it's a lot. It's filled with fact-based situations as opposed to the other one. All right, so let me read it, and then we can break it down. So the question is, what was the average amount of positions made up for the winner? Like some marble qualifies third and then wins, that would equal 2. Since the wider track was added. That is races 4 to 12, rounded to the nearest hole. I will also include the raw number also.
Wait, so repeat that again?
Okay. What was the average amount of positions made up for the winner? Then in parentheses, like some marble qualifies third, then wins. That would equal 2. Parentheses, since the wider track was added. That is races 4 through 12, rounded to the nearest hole. I will also include the raw number also. Live chat in the YouTube, do you have any thoughts on that one? This is the Marble Sports Worldwide podcast.
So the marble that won Marble Circuits, how many positions they won?
All right, let me actually try to break this down. Because when you read out loud, it's actually hard to comprehend because you're focusing on like reading the words. All right, so what was the average amount of positions made up for the winner? So I think, what was the average? Okay, I think that means
Oh, for the race winners.
based on the since the wider track was added in to Marble Circuits, which I think started in race 4. Okay. What was the average amount of places that the winner had to jump from the qualifying position they had? So, like for example, let's say if you had those races 4 to 12, and in every race the winner was the person who started in 5th position, then the average would be 5. Does that make sense? I think.
Yes, I gotcha. So okay, well my answer will be 2.
I'm gonna go.
I have no clue. I'm gonna
5.
go with my guess for the first trivia question with a solid 6. I'm playing it safe.
Can't beat a 6. All right, so let's figure this one out. Anyone else out there who understood the question better? I hope you got it right. Let's see. Rounded number 2. Wow, good for you. But the raw number is 1.88. So Marble Circuits qualifying is very important. Can you use this for trivia? I just did.
Wow.
Yes, that afterwards, and I already did. Anyway, there you go. So on average, if you round it, the marble that won each race started in 2nd position, which means that some pole sitters won, but also some third places won.
But the vast majority of the time, the pole sitter or people near the top, not people, marbles near the top won it because
people.
Statistically, that's how it always works. If you're near the front, you have a higher chance of winning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is my 2 questions. We will come back to Akanon's afterwards, but let's hear from you,
so
Case, and what is your trivia for the day?
Triple Marble Circuits, and So,
What?
All right.
what in the final standings for the 2020 Marble Circuits, what was the point differential between first and second place?
It was.
In the overall, how
You
many
mean in
points
the overall?
separated number 1 and number 2?
Oh, I know this.
It was 3.
I know this. No, it's 2.
Wait, hold on, wait. I was like to
No,
win
no,
or
you
just
said
to,
3.
to tie? To tie or to win? Actually,
The point difference.
you said the point difference.
Yes.
There was 2 points between the two of them.
Okay.
Wow, that was tough
Okay.
for you off. Yeah, it was 2.
It was
Yeah.
I wish I had been able to do the math better. Wait, what? Wait,
Do
go ahead.
the bath.
2
better.
points.
Sorry, I was about to go off
2
on a
points.
tangent, but I didn't realize.
Pink Pearl,
yeah.
143. Gold Piston, 141.
141.
I
Awesome.
wish I'd been able to do. Well, what I was gonna say? Well, the bath, of course, baths are good too. But I wish I was able to do the math better, so that, like, when the race ended, I did actually know who won. Because I had to be like, it's unclear. You know, I still made it sound exciting, but like, you know, I wasn't able to add it up all in my head. I forgot how much Pink Pearl had. I thought she might have had a 113, but it was also 118. It ended up being 118.
Well, I mean, you were
so she won.
excited.
Yeah, but like I wanted to do the thing was like, and Gold Piston is up to third, but it's not gonna matter. You know, that's one of my favorite
But
Greg
listen,
Woods lines from commentary.
Honestly, I do like that from Greg, like him knowing ahead of time. Personally, I kind of like how I don't know until
you see the
result.
score. There is suspense in that, but like one of my favorite commentary lines from Greg Woods was this year's Marble Olympics, when they were in the sand rally and we were getting close to the end of it, and just the Raspberry Racers were way in front of the Green Ducks, and he just says, and it's not going to matter because the Raspberry Racers are your 2019 Marble Olympics champions. And right as he finished saying that, Raspberry Racers crossed the line. Definitely one of my favorite commentary lines from Greg Woods. That
What
was
a coincidence.
was
That's one of my favorite
his
moments,
best
too.
moments.
Well,
Oh, awesome.
I can't remember. Was there? Did
Oh,
the
because you're a
Raspberry-
Raspberry Racers fan. I forgot.
Did the Raspberry Racers do like a little celebration after they won that event, like kind of like running around like with the made of fans or something like that,
Rolling around?
rolling around?
Get it? Because marbles roll instead of
Yes,
run?
Brendan. Can someone answer my question,
I
please?
don't think so. I don't
Sorry.
think there was a bit where they had a huge celebration.
Thinking can be dangerous.
Okay, like sometimes they do that. Like I think that's a good reason for why Greg should do it too. Because the rate in real sports, for instance, like they'll keep track of that as points. So, and in the real competition, if Raspberry Racers were sentient, they would be like, oh well, we just realized we lost, but we still won, and so they would still celebrate anyways. So I guess if their celebration happened, it would make sense for Greg to point it out, because it'd be kind of weird if the fans didn't know who won, and they said, why are they celebrating?
They're
They
all
just lost the
looking
event.
at a huge scoreboard,
Right.
and celebrating.
Just like, woo,
Yeah.
woo, but then no other noise.
It's a silent celebration because marbles don't have mouths.
Oh, of course. True. Write that down.
What did you say?
It's a silent celebration because marbles don't have mouths.
It's a
Did you
silent
know that?
celebration. Yeah, I heard that.
Well, I didn't
Alright,
know that. I didn't know
alright,
marbles
then.
didn't
Okay,
have mouths.
are we going back to Acheron's?
Okay, so that's a pretty smart thing to say.
It's
Oh,
a
we're going back to
silent-
Acheron's. Yes. So because Casen, you're pretty confident on it, I'm going to give my guess first because I don't want you to give it and then maybe like, oh, that makes sense. I'm just going to take your guess. So, who is the best Marble Circuits marble? I mean, I have 3 possibilities here. I mean, you can go Pink Pearl because she won. That's a possibility. You can also go Ayrton Senna, who is the marble that, I mean, I think he's a real racer, but was portrayed as a marble racing at the end of the thing, and there was big creds to him for something. I didn't really understand what was going on there, so it was kind of quiet during that part. But the spoiler box does look a little bit small for that, so I don't know.
So that racer at the end was it was a marble based off of a real Formula One racer.
Oh,
who,
really?
Died.
Oh no, I'm sorry, guys, dude, I didn't know about that actually.
It was a few years ago, but he had a lot of titles, and so basically it was kind of like a show of respect.
Oh, sorry, guys. I actually didn't mean any disrespect there. I didn't actually know the whole story behind that. So actually, yeah. I mean, that might actually be the answer then. because they made a big deal about that. Fubica did not really explain that to me. He was just like, hey, Ayrton Senna's going to race after. Talk about it if you want or don't. Whatever you want. And I was like, okay. Now, I could have looked it up, but I didn't get to it. But anyway,
so
Casen,
in
give
way,
your guess.
Oh wait, that's it. The best. I think that might maybe that actually. I'm gonna go with that too. The final marble,
guess,
quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my original guess, but
It was.
Nice.
I could tell.
Interesting. So I actually will tell you who it is. He said sea turtle.
Akanon, you
Statistically,
sly
that's incorrect.
Akanon.
And
Okay, you were talking about a bad trivia question. At least the question I asked about my marble in the stands was a factual one.
Don't
At least that was factual. At least that was factual.
Don't use this trash question to try to
No,
revitalize that question.
No. A trivia question
Don't
is supposed
do
to be
that.
factual. No. Yes,
Don't
a trivia
do that.
question. At least a trivia question is supposed to be factual. It's not supposed to be subjective.
Yes, but
So-
like at least like this, we actually had a conversation over this. For where your marble is in the stands, that's just like, oh well, I don't know.
No. Well, at least it was It was a bad question, but at least it was factual. Whereas this one was subjective and just objectively
Well, maybe he was
incorrect.
just trying to spice it up a little bit, like like spice it up. There.
That's not how trivia works, Brendan. That's not
Okay.
how it works.
I'm sorry, I'm wrong then. There you go. Are you happy? You happy?
Very.
I said I'm wrong. Good. All right. Sea turtle. The only reason that's the answer, by the way, for people wondering why subjectively that's the answer, is because Akanon is a huge Sea Turtles fan, and I think he's a Sea Turtles trainer. I know in the Discord we had a whole giving trainer rolls out, and I just forget what I've given out and what I didn't. I don't remember. But that was my third guess, actually. But I kind of went on a tangent and forgot to guess that. So, yeah. I mean, honestly, that's, to me, not true. I'm a real big fan of Pink Pearl. I also think Gold Piston had one of the best seasons, especially towards the end. And Ayrton Senna, man. I mean, he was a real he's a great guy when he was racing as well. So they all outmatch Sea Turtle in my opinion, who was actually a really good competitor. I thought Sea Turtle was gonna go on and like be the dominator for the season, but after like race 5 or whatever victory he had, like race 4 or 5, he just died. He died away. He actually didn't play that much in the top 3 for the rest of the marble circuit. So, man, lackluster situation. Gotta be honest.
Yeah. And that was the trivia segment, everybody.
Cue the outro music and stuff. I wonder if Justin like cuts out the parts where I just awkwardly talk, even though the outro music is still inserted between, just so people can hear my stupidity.
Basically, yeah. That was the trivia segment. Now let's head back to the show. The show. Oh.
Well, welcome to the podcast, everybody. This is where kind of, we talk about marble sports. We enjoy marble sports. We even have our YouTube thumbnail, like
We
two marbles.
consume marble sports.
And yes, we do.
Oh, no.
But we also kind of free flow. We like free flow. We could raspberry race through this one. What? Ricochet.
As a Raspberry Racers fan, I'm deeply disappointed.
Wow. I'm sorry.
As a human being, I'm very disappointed.
Then I'll just talk about the gliding glaciers. We can.
Gliding Glaciers need to come back.
They do,
like,
man.
Out of the retired teams, they're definitely in the top 3 for the ones I want back.
Yeah, because I feel like they have a cool kind of idea. Oh, get it? Cool because glaciers are cold. Get that one? Get it? What I did there? See what I did there? Cool. And glaciers are
wanna
made
get
of
it.
ice. And like ice is cold.
Okay, Brendan, thank you.
Do you get it? Do you get it? Waff, do you get it?
Yeah.
Say you get it. Say you get it, and it's funny.
I get it.
Is it funny?
I get it. It's not.
Is it funny? Oh, no. Fuck. All right. Well, that's a shame. Anyway, but I actually do miss the gliding glaciers because I don't know. I just feel like they have a nice vibe to them. I feel like with the right situations, they could be a cool competitor. Oh, see what I did there? Sorry. And they kind of, I don't know, I just feel like they'd be a good middle of pack team, maybe some battles with the Team Galactic. I think Team Galactic needs a rival, and the Gliding Glaciers would fill that role very well.
Wait, why the glaciers being a rival for them? Why would you think that specifically?
Have you ever heard of Space Glaciers?
No.
No.
Well, I just said that.
Are they basically just like ice asteroids?
No, they're glaciers, but in space. And they go with Team Galactic. Team Galactic is about
Well,
space.
yes, but actually no.
Well, when you think about it, well, let's just wait and see then.
Ice in space.
Okay. Oh, space is
mean-
ice.
I
Or is it? Vsauce Michael here.
I don't think that's how that works, Brendan.
I think that we need more gel stuff to talk about so that we don't do
either I'm
this.
failing science or something is very wrong.
Science.
Probably both.
Marble Circuits, everybody! It has concluded,
yes.
and what a race! That was easily my favorite race. Like, I loved how the rain actually was active for more than one lap, and like it really changed things up. Like it made a certain part of like the traffic. It seemed like slow down marbles a lot. Like it was very tense. Like the battle for first was between Pink Pearl and Black Pirates was intense, and then Gold. I don't want to take too much from everybody, but Gold Piston racing up from the back like that. That was crazy.
It almost seemed unnatural. Like when I was doing the commentaries and Gold Piston at the end there just shot out of nowhere and literally slammed Sea Turtles into the side of the track and just, oh my god, it was like 3 times as fast as Sea Turtles through there. I was like, what's just going on? That was true aggression. But that was, and I think it would have been so cool if Gold Piston made it there, just made it to third, and Black Pirate overtook Pink Pearl. And that, and then Gold Piston just took the overall. That would have been to me a really awesome ending as well. I like Pink Pearl winning, but I think that ending also would have been really cool because it's like, it would have just been like perfect. Like the Gold Piston just grabbed third place, and then Black Pirate takes first, and the overall goes to him. But that did not happen. But I don't know. I really did. I thought the rain was really cool. I thought it's a very unique way to kind of to bring weather into the situation. That hasn't been done much in marble sports at all, actually.
Not intentionally.
No.
The most weather's affected other competitions. Like it changed like the consistency of the sand in marble rally.
Yeah, but I feel like
it has rained. It did rain during I think 2 races before, right? Like it started to rain a little bit.
Maybe, but it wasn't like intended. It wasn't like,
it was a
rain
light
to
drizzle.
affect them. Yeah.
Yeah,
and it wasn't really noticeable.
Like pouring on the marbles.
Like I feel like the way Fubica did it, it was kind of like, oh, we want it to make it seem like the rain is in the marble world, not the rain is happening, but we're still going to do the competition type thing. And so he really like sprayed on the track and he had that rain effect and the whole thunder. It was really cool. And I don't know. I want to see more of that. Like I think rain could be cool. I think wind could be really cool. Like a section of like, maybe put a bunch of flags up so the wind is evident and just kind of like have the wind strong enough that, if you approach it slowly, you're actually going to get affected by it, but it's not like going to blow you off the track every time. So I mean, stuff like that could be really cool. And because marbles are pretty small, I feel like you could actually have that effect pretty easily. I think with the right, kind of, just take like a leaf blower. Well, that's loud, but take a leaf blower and set it up kind of the right distance away. I mean, leaf blowers are loud though.
Leaf blower to simulate weather conditions for marbles is like taking a chainsaw to cut paper for a class project.
Oh, dude, that's like the best idea ever. You're so smart.
It's a tornado in marble circuits.
But what would you say? What would be able to blow marbles?
I think like maybe like air hockey. The amount of pressure an air hockey table can put out. I think that'd be sufficient enough to simulate strong winds for normal driving. I think like I want to see something where like I feel like if you took like 4 marbles on each team and you put them on a hockey table and you had like a hockey table situation kind of made for marbles where you were able to make the air blow out of the floor really quickly, and you could kind of almost maybe even change the direction the air blew out at random. You could actually kind of make it look like the marbles were all fighting each other in a hockey game, which would be really cool. Casen, do you have anything that you want to say about marble circuits, like any competitors that stood out to you?
I mean, one thing that I feel like I liked about marble circuits was that I wasn't super invested in it. Like, it was entertaining, but I didn't go as far to be a fan of a particular marble. So then it was nice being like an impartial viewer to where I could enjoy it no matter who won or lost. And like just seeing all the marbles, just like it's a new experience.
I can understand that actually. Well, I did have some a little favoritism for both sea turtles and a little bit towards Pink Pearl because I kind of like the idea of like Pink Pearl becoming a somewhat of an underdog to Gold Piston to win. I did feel the same way. That like I didn't have like because I haven't had as much time with them as I had with like the Marble League teams. I haven't had a history to really become attached to the teams, and so it's been a while since I've been able to just kind of feel almost impartial instead of just like rooting like it's like there's no like real good green marble to root for that like, with the shade like I kind of like Mimonis is the closest, but even then it wasn't like a dark shade of green, and so I couldn't go off of color favoritism like I normally do. And so I was in the same boat as you, right? I was a little bit impartial. I wasn't really sure who to root for, and so I was kind of just happy with whoever won, almost.
Oh, go ahead.
Not to sidetrack the conversation, but like also the same thing happened with like Marbula E. Like Marbula E. I know nothing about Formula E, but still,
Me neither, yeah.
it was a nice impartial. Like, being able to watch them without being like, oh, I want Envision Virgin Racing to win. Which, if anyone said that, oh, yikes. But...
You didn't get happy after that. You were disappointed, that's what I meant to say, but I didn't say that.
And honestly, I was in the same boat as there as well. I kind of was like, I guess I go with Dragoon, but BMW looks kind of like a cool marble. Like, I was just kind of like... It's a rare situation that I haven't been in a long time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And to me, for me, it was like, you know, obviously I had to stay impartial because I was like the commenter. I was like, because you know, I have to be like, oh, anybody's okay. But like for me, it was more. I remember back when I first started watching Marble League, and actually up through 2018, I didn't have a favorite team. For me, it was more. I was so blown away and excited by the whole event, I would kind of just watch it and be like, okay, here's my kind of spread of 5 teams that I like. So, you know, I'm kind of just hoping that one of them wins. And, you know, when we get into later rounds, some of them aren't going to make it, but some of them probably will because 5 is a good chunk of the total competitors in like a Marble Olympics. So, you know what? You know, I'll just root for the one that's in one of the 5. Because, you know, I picked a 5 favorite, so I always had someone to root for no matter what for the most part. And that stuff, and you know, I didn't really care about a specific team specifically because it was more to me about the existence of the tournament and just kind of, you know, that whole situation. And it wasn't really till I joined the JMR Discord and I got into the inner community where people were going like, oh, and Savage Speed, and well, no one really says that. You know, that kind of stuff with people really getting behind teams. That I was like, okay, let me kind of I'll keep my 5 that I really like, but I'll also narrow it down. I'll pick a couple that I really really like, or a couple that I feel like are underrepresented. Like Crazy Cat's Eyes are never represented, but they're awesome. So like, you know, and kind of like really start to narrow it in. And especially when you start doing fantasy leagues, you even narrow it in more because you're like, I only want these teams to win because it's fantasy league, and so like definitely there's that aspect of that. The more you watch the tournament each year, you kind of warm up to certain marbles, but also the more you get an inner community. Like, for example, the Fubica Discord, like, there was no Fubica Discord, or there was no active one. I think it had like 50. I think before this year, the Fubica Discord was 50 people joined in this server of 0.0% talking. But, like, you know, now that, you know, I'm helping run the Discord, so a lot of people are joining, and I got people kind of involved by doing a prediction contest for each race where you could rank up if you win or whatever. Like, that kind of stuff, like, people start to get involved. And then if you go into the Fubica server, you'll see people really behind one marble. Literally the point where the marble was the worst one out there, but they still loved it. Like, there's this one guy in the server who Arrowfrog was his favorite, right? And he wanted to be the Arrowfrog trainer and blah, blah, blah. And Arrowfrog obviously did awful. Loose Wheel was the only, I think Loose Wheel and Big Dog did worse for him. That was it. But Arrowfrog, like the guy was like all forever. Like every race, he would have some excuse that he didn't do well. Oh, didn't get enough sleep. Oh, had trouble with his girlfriend. I don't know, something like that. Went crazy like over this one marble because he had the opportunity to kind of really get closer to the marble, I guess, because he was in the inner community. So it's definitely like that aspect of adding like that second layer to the community where everybody's kind of in this one space where it's dedicated to talking about the marbles and adding prediction contests, adding fantasy leagues, and actually just adding time. Like over the years, if Fubica continues to do marble circuits and marble champions, which I think is even going to be more fun, then people are going to be warming up the teams over time. The first time you do something, people are like, I got to really decide what team I want to pick. A lot of people end up picking the teams that win because, well, they like to win. Where most people will be like, okay, I'm going to watch a season, and then I'm going to pick my favorite team from the top 5. You know what I'm saying? Because then they're like, they feel like they'll be good, but they're also going to pick one they like. So they have choice, but also have skill. So it's like, so people have to warm up to things. So over time, and remember, I know I'm going on for a long time here, by the way, but I really wanted to make this point. Remember, Marble Olympics started only 4 years ago. So that whole process had to happen there too. People had to be like, let me get used to all the teams. Let me see all the teams. Let me see how they do. And that's the reason people bandwagon Savage Speeders and No Rangers, because they perform well. They're not only awesome teams, but they perform well. I'm telling you, if those two teams were the bottom every year, then people, and the Pinkies were the top, then I'm sure there'd be a lot more Pinkies fans. So, I mean, that's my thing on it. You need time, and you need an inner community. You need where people can start to be more motivated to care about certain teams, and that's where you kind of incubate that situation.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm paying attention to the live chat.
Thank you, Waf, for being so attentive. Casen, what do you think about what I just said, since Waf is off in space? He's off in Team Galactic. See what he did there?
I don't want to see it.
Okay, well then just talk about the thing I said.
So, yeah, one part you mentioned the fantasy, like bringing, like you want those teams to win, like that definitely got me to being more interested in some of the like random teams that I picked, like Balls of Chaos and Midnight Wisps. Like I wasn't really...
You don't know what they're gonna do!
I wasn't really huge fans,
Balls of
but
Chaos.
then at like the Savage Speedway, and Galactic won.
Savage Speedway!
And Galactic won.
It looks more for the Momo.
The race. I was just like hyped, even though I'm not a huge fan of Team Galactic. So that was definitely a good part in the JMR spectrum of things.
Yes, true. I think the Fantasy League does that a lot. Actually, let's see how much time we got left. Yes, checking the time during the
we have a
podcast.
little bit of time.
Yeah.
We got about 10 minutes.
I
if you have something, you go first, and then I have
Yeah.
a topic I think we should close with,
Yeah, we talked about Sea Turtles a little bit on this episode, but I do want to bring it back again to them because I gotta say, like, it's really quite impressive what happened in there. Like, they held on to third for so long, but like once you go Piston past them, you could tell like they just got really discouraged. Like they just fell back all the way back to 6. They got passed by like 2 more marbles, but they managed to get their motivation back to finally push their way back up 2 more places back to 4th again, and like. It's very kind of inspiring to see, like, because Sea Turtles had no chance of winning first anymore, but they still fought their way back just to make it onto the podium, and it was really inspiring to see such motivation and dedication in the face of adversity.
Yeah. I don't know. Sea Turtles to me just seemed a little bit always unmotivated. I don't know, less than the other marbles. I don't know. Not for me the MVP. I think the MVP or the best racer was either Pink Pearl or Gold Piston. They seemed a little bit more, like they improved over the course of the season, and they also, always had that drive to win, that kind of stuff. So, but anyways, the last thing I wanted to bring up before we close out, maybe just start a little bit of discussion. I think this could go on a lot more than the last few minutes, but I actually want to get your thoughts on let me premise this by saying, so JMR is completely against marble sports betting. They say it's against the spirit of marble sports. They say just all types of betting when it comes to money is against the spirit of marble sports. And Fubeca, I don't know. I think they're not like that. Let's just say that. I want to get your opinion on whether marble sports betting should be something that you guys think should be directly related to marble sports, should be or allowed but not directly associated, just like, oh yeah, you can do it if you want in your own time, or the complete opposite, where you in no way do you want it ever in any situation.
Well, I'll go first because Casen is experiencing some technical difficulties, so hopefully he'll be back with us soon. But for me, long-time listeners will know that I did make my point on this fairly obvious back in 2019. I personally thought that it was a bit bad. Like I didn't like, I guess, how it was officially how JMR hadn't officially associated with the betting system. Like it felt like it was encouraging betting to younger viewers. Excuse me. But like my stance on it is still the same. Like I think that because JMR is widely a family-oriented kind of community, and that like it's for people of all ages, it shouldn't officially be associated with betting, I guess. Like, and it's like it could be like a separate system, you know, like if your friends want to bet, or if you like on something that they can do that, but they like maybe shouldn't be doing it officially. But ultimately, I guess like, looking at statistically, like how many children were actually encouraged to bet because of marble sports. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there were a lot. Maybe there weren't. Like I guess for me, it seemed like a potentially bad ethical dilemma that could have influenced younger generations, and I guess like for me, I thought it'd be smarter to steer away from that. But as for like betting, if you're of the legal age and you want to do betting on anything, as long as it's not illegal, you are free to do so.
I think I agree mostly what you're saying. I think that marble sports, especially JMR, should not be directly associated with betting. They shouldn't be like, hey, there's marble sports. Oh, also go to betshares.com and guess which marble's going to win. Because then that's like, it's kind of encouraging a lot of things that a lot of people look down on and also think are a little, or are wrong to do. However, I also see this as, in my opinion, I think a lot more interest has been created in sports and a lot of other things because you can bet on them. There's some, like, think about a fantasy league. A fantasy league is, in essence, no stakes betting. You bet on which team you think is going to win by choosing them, and then if you win, you either get nothing but happiness, or you get like a merch prize or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You get like a prize if you win. You might even get money prize if you win, like first place. But you know what I'm saying? It's pretty much no stakes betting because you don't lose anything if you lose. You just kind of gain if you win, kind of thing. So but it is like a form of betting, and I know that fantasy league makes Marble League and stuff way more exciting for me because I'm like, okay, not only do I get to enjoy the Marble League, but I can also be like root for these teams. I hope these teams do well. I also get to have that extra, like, as a fan, oh, I think these teams are going to do good. Am I going to be right? So I think there is an entertainment aspect. However, like I said, I don't think it should be associated directly with JMR. But I do think that if third party, you want to bet on marble sports, if you want to set up your own kind of betting where you're like, okay, we're all going to put in money, that's fine. But do I think it should become a thing where like with the NFL, where like, the NFL is directly related to like DraftKings and all that stuff, where the point of that whole scenario is make money from the NFL? No, because I don't think if marble sports just becomes make money from marble sports, then it will bring a lot more negative aura to it, because it's always going to be about guessing who's right, getting angry, making accusations on rigging because it's just luck, and that means you're more likely to be like, hey, this is not even skill based, this is not fair, crap like that. So I think we should try to keep that out of there for the most part. But if you want to do it quietly on your own, I think it's fine if it makes it more fun for you personally. That's my thought on it anyways.
Yeah. And I feel like I do kind of feel something similar with the fantasy league. I don't know if I was doing the official fantasy league. No, I did for Marble League 2019. I did. It was very near the end though, so I didn't have a chance. But I did do it for and like I guess for Marble want to be a better example. I did feel more excitement towards other teams. Like I was like, oh well, I actually care about how the Team Galactic does because I think they were on my fantasy league. And so, like, doing the fantasy league did actually increase my enjoyment to a certain degree, in that I was rooting for teams I didn't normally root for. But ultimately, I still like, as you know, like, as like Brendan, like you picked the Limers as your top one of your top choices because it's your favorite team, and I did the same with Momo, even though we both knew that
one of my favorite
statistically
teams.
they probably weren't gonna do the best just because of past history. We did that because it was our favorite still. So like,
because it's fun to like be like, maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the Lima's gonna take it over.
I mean, for me, in a way, like the last few races, Momo actually was getting me the most points, so it kind of worked out, and I guess a little bit, but I still didn't win. Like I was far from winning, but you know, it's like it's what it is. Casen has returned back to us. So I guess you probably don't think you heard the question. So what is your stance on betting? Like should it be like officially like associated with marble sports like JMR and stuff, or should it be like something that's like only like third party?
You know, I feel like if there's
not at
people
all.
that
Not at
want
all.
to do it,
Okay.
then shoot. I mean, what's
Three
wrong
options.
with letting them bet on marbles? Like, I feel like it would be a good idea. Like, obviously, it's
You think it should be something that could be directly associated with JMR, or only something you do on your own?
I feel like it would be better if it was more like third party.
Agree?
Yeah, you missed our points, and that's unfortunate. But basically, I guess to summarize it real quick, I think both me and Brendan agree that like
You know that the listeners didn't miss them.
Yeah, because it's it's an all ages kind of thing. It was kind of, especially to me back in 2019, it was kind of strange to have a all family kind of all ages sort of group being officially associated with with betting, like with bet shares, and like almost kind of like advertising, like encouraging younger viewers
Yeah, no,
to
definitely.
maybe potentially
Yeah, for that
start
reason,
gambling themselves.
I think
You know,
being directly associated would be great for the brand, but in terms of like private or like more private kind of betting, sure. I don't see the harm in that really. But as long as there's no like huge advertising about it.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, seems we're all in agreement on this one.
Yeah, and actually, it is just about time to wrap up here. We are cresting an hour, as I've said. Actually, I've used that line in many podcasts. Probably like someone count the number of episodes I've said that. But first of all, if you're listening this far, and please comment what you think about the whole betting thing, because I think it's kind of like a gray area, and it is a good discussion point. And also comment ideas you have for the Marble League 2020, because that's coming. We're going to be talking about it very soon here, talking about predictions, talking about hopes and dreams, especially when we hit those qualifiers. We're going to be going off like a gun or like a savage speeder. Sorry. Or like a ricochet. And, so just give us your thoughts. We want to read your thoughts on the show. If you comment, we'll read them, and that will just increase the general knowledge. So definitely do that. But here's my final thought. I think that here's how I would do it. If I were JMR, I'd be like, listen, all right, if you want to bet on this thing, you can go do it third party. But as long as you're not giving me any money from the betting situation, as long as JMR's not making any money from it, like, in that sort of partnership, I think that would be a good place to be, because it's like, okay, yeah, they're doing it because they want to do it, and that makes it fun for them, and that actually brings us more attention because there's betting and and they're having fun, but we're not like sponsoring it or getting any money from it or really like supporting it. We're just letting it happen. I think that's the best way to go about it, because not only do you let people kind of have their fun, you also don't encourage it. So I don't know. That would be my thoughts on the whole thing, guys. But honestly, what do my thoughts even mean? All right, my thoughts are just my thoughts. So, anyways, guys, I think that's it for the podcast. Casen, thank you for coming on. It's always exciting to have one of our longtime listeners come on and just roll with us. Huh. Awesome. And yeah, and I think that it's just going to get really, really exciting in the future here with Marble League 2020. I'm anticipating some really creative, out of the box things and some awesome graphic animation. Which, you know, if they can do that for Marbula 1, I'm hoping some really cool Marble League graphical animations from Melicus. And of course, one more shout out to Lead Cookie, who is just a cookie. That is awesome. I mean, how can you not like a cookie? And they're leading you. The head of the cookies. The army of cookies. You know, it's like what I just said, the army of cookies. But that is the podcast, everybody, for the 100th time. Don't forget to subscribe on the YouTube, because that helps us feel like we're getting bigger. It's pretty much how I sum that one up. And yeah, comment your thoughts, and we will see you next week for episode 47. Yay. Episode 50, the special, coming very soon. That's going to be exciting. We have a couple cool things going on for that episode, a certain type of reveal, and also, as far as we know so far, planned a really exciting guest. So that's all going to be coming up to you in the future. No, it's not Gel Baker, but if it was, that would be cool. We will get him on here hopefully by episode 100, because that would be
that's the goal.
Unbelievable. And I think we're actually going to be having we might be having Melicus on in the future. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, see you later, guys.
Roll on, Marble Sports fans.